There has been a lot of talk about Navamsa and how much of a relationship does the Navamsa have with the Lagna, and does the Navamsa complement the Lagna, or does the Navamsa supplement the placement of planets in the Lagna. For instance, in many of my videos, in the comment section I get people asking me, should we also see this in the Navamsa? So for example, if I am saying Jupiter in the 10 houses in the Lagna chart, and will those results apply in the Navamsa also? They don't apply in the Navamsa because houses are not counted in the Navamsa. Yogas and doshas are not counted in the Navamsa. The signs are counted in the Navamsa, and only the placement of the planet in a sign is important. So that is very, very important. Secondly, if a planet is shown debilitated in the Lagna, if it's shown in a friendly sign or even exalted in the Navamsa, does it really get exalted? It does not get exalted. It is just in a slightly better position in the same sign that it is. For instance, Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter gets debilitated in Capricorn. However, Jupiter gets debilitated in the 5th degree. And if Jupiter is close to 5 degrees or at 5 degrees, then in the Navamsa, in the Navmansh chart, Jupiter will be seen in the Pisces Navamsa and not the Capricorn Navamsa, for instance. So you need to understand that. So exaltation, debilitation and combustion works closer to certain degrees and not without them. So you need to look into how the planet is placed from the Lagna chart in the Navmansh chart, and how many places it is placed, and basis that what kind of result that you will get. So today we will look at a very famous horoscope, that of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. The reason I am choosing this horoscope, because this has been validated for various events of his life, and his life is very, very public. So not only the areas that I will bring up through my analysis, but you will also be able to use some other events of his life using this particular technique, and then you can put down in the comment section what you have made an analysis basis the placement from the Lagna chart placement into the Navmansh placement into his horoscope. So what are we saying? We are saying that a planet which is placed in a certain position in the Lagna chart, the number of signs that it travels away from itself, its Lagna position into the Navmansh chart, those number of places play a strong result or bring certain results or manifestation in his life. Now this is the horoscope. Now this is the horoscope of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. This is his Lagna chart, and in the Lagna chart you will be able to see that his Lagna is that of Aquarius, and Ketu is placed in the Lagna chart, Saturn is placed in Taurus, Jupiter is placed in Cancer, Rahu is placed in Leo, Mars, Sun, Venus and Mercury all placed in the Virgo sign, and Moon is placed in Libra in the 9th house. Whereas in the Navmansh chart, Venus goes into the Taurus Navamsa, Rahu and Saturn go in the Gemini Navamsa, Jupiter and Mars go in the Cancer Navamsa, Mercury and Sun go in the Leo Navamsa, Ketu goes in the Sagittarius Navamsa. So now when we superimpose the placement of the Navmansh placement, for example of Venus from the Taurus sign into Taurus in his 4th house in the Lagna chart, and do the same thing with all the other planets, what is the final superimposed horoscope that we see? The superimposed horoscope from the Navmansh placement of planets in the Lagna chart are all the planets which are seen in the blue circle. So Ketu was placed in the Lagna chart in the Lagna itself, whereas Ketu has gone in the Sagittarius Navamsa in the Navmansh horoscope. Saturn, which is placed in the Taurus sign in the 4th house in the Lagna chart, has gone in the Gemini Navamsa and second to its position from the Lagna chart. Jupiter on the other hand is in the Cancer sign in the Lagna chart, and it is also seen in the Cancer sign itself in the Navamsa placement. So this is the strong Vargotama placement. Then Rahu, which is in the Leo sign in the Lagna chart, has gone 11 places from itself in the Gemini sign in the Navmansh. Mars, which is in Virgo in the 8th house, has gone again 11 places into the Cancer sign in the Navmansh chart. Sun and Mercury, both which are in Virgo in the Lagna chart, have gone into the Leo sign in the Navmansh chart, and so now they are placed 12th house from itself in the Lagna chart after superimposing. Venus, on the other hand, which is seen in its debilitation sign in the Lagna chart, when superimposed goes into the Taurus sign in the Navmansh chart, and hence now after superimposing goes into the 4th house in the Lagna chart. And lastly, Moon, which is placed in the Libra sign in the 9th house in the Lagna chart, goes into the Capricorn sign in the Navmansh chart, and so after superimposing is seen 4 places away from itself in the Lagna chart in Capricorn. So now how do we look at each of the placements? So let's start with the Ketu planet. Ketu in the Lagna is never a great placement for any horoscope. Ketu is a planet of negation. Ketu is also brings bad health. Ketu will not allow a great stature, great status in society for the person. And his health and his reputation and his stature in society all will be much less than what it could otherwise be. However, we know that Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's life, his status in life, his stature in life, in the general masses has been absolutely great. And why is this so? Because Ketu has gone 11 places from itself in the Navmansh chart and in the sign of Sagittarius, the house of fate and luck. And so going 11 places from itself, Ketu has brought him the gains from the masses, because 11 placement from itself always gives great gains, gets masses support and gets a huge support and has a huge success bearing on the person. Now let's look at Saturn's placement. Saturn is placed in the 4th house in the sign of Taurus, which is the money sign, and this brings a certain structure, order and also discipline in his domestic life. However, in the Navmansh chart, Saturn has gone in the Gemini sign. So when we superimpose Saturn in the Lagna chart, Saturn is seen 2nd place from itself, which means that 2nd place for any planet from itself is the placement of livelihood and earning from that placement. So Saturn going 2nd placement itself from itself means through punctuality, through discipline and through an organized and structured manner, the person earns more and saves more and gains more in livelihood. And we know that Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is known for his punctuality, known for organized effort, known for how he carries himself, and he is thorough professional. He is never late to work, he is always punctual, and this is his reputation throughout the industry, throughout his life. So the disciplined effort and organized effort from Saturn has brought him success, and in the matter of communication, because Saturn is in the sign of Gemini, which is communication. So he has worked hard on how he brands himself, how he communicates, and he has been somebody who has been very consistent, and through his organized effort and his branding and his communication skills, he has added livelihood, he has added earning through those efforts, through that punctuality. Now the next planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is placed in the 6th house in the sign of Cancer, and in the Navmansh also, after superimposing Jupiter is seen Vargotama in the same placement as in the Lagna chart. So a very strong Vargotama placement, which means that Jupiter is strong in the 6th house, which means gaining over enemies, gaining over competition because of being in the exaltation sign, and through his efforts and through his wisdom, he has been able to overcome all his competition, has been able to keep competition at bay. And in the Cancer sign, which means that he has been able to add a lot of money, lot of opulence, lot of prosperity in his life, which Jupiter has given him because of being in the Vargotama placement. Then comes Rahu. Rahu is placed in the Leo sign in the Lagna chart, and Rahu goes 11 places from itself and seen in the Gemini and Navamsa in the Navamsha chart, in the Navmansh. So because of Rahu also going 11 places from itself, Ketu also going 11 places from itself. Both of them are adding a lot of structure for him and also giving him a lot of gains. And so Rahu, by virtue of being 11 places from itself, has also given him the sudden rise, sudden fame, sudden name, fame, adulation, and has given him the name that he has been and the name to reckon with in Bollywood, and is seen as one of the greatest superstar of the Hindi film industry. Then when you look at the Mars placement, Mars is in Virgo and in the 8th house in the Lagna chart, but in the Navmansh it has gone in the debilitation sign of Cancer. However, when you superimpose Mars position, you will be able to see that Mars has gone into the 6th house and 11 places from itself. Mars is a fighter, which means Mars has helped Jupiter overcome the competition which he has faced from competitors. Mars is also the Karaka of the 6th house, and so in spite of going in the debilitation sign in the Navmansh chart, planet is not seen as debilitated or exalted in the Navmansh placement, neither is it seen in a yoga or a dosha. And so in spite of seen in the debilitation sign in the Navmansh, Mars going in the Cancer sign in the Lagna chart is not in the debilitation zone but in 11 places from itself, which means that he has been able to overcome all competition, because Mars in the 6th house gives you the strength of overcoming competition, and with his wisdom, with his aggression, with his tenacity, and through his organized effort, he has been able to rule over the Hindi film industry. Now Sun and Mercury both are also in the Virgo sign, but they have gone 12 places from themselves into the Leo sign. Now what are Sun and Mercury doing? Sun and Mercury have gone 12 places from themselves. However, 8th house is the house of challenges and issues and obstacles, and when Sun and Mercury go 12 places from themselves, which means losses to obstacles, losses to sudden issues. So because of losses to losses, Sun and Mercury placement in the Leo sign, where Sun is strong in the Leo sign in the Navmansh, so Sun has brought the brilliance in his life because of Sun being strong, has given him brilliance in his life and gone into the 7th house in the Lagna chart. You don't see the houses in the Navmansh, but after superimposing, it has gone into the 7th house of masses, of anybody and everybody that you get connected on a day-to-day basis. And so Amitabh Bachchan has a strong bearing and strong effect on the masses, and he has been able to rule the masses because of not only getting into the Leo sign in the Lagna chart after being superimposed from the Navmansh chart, but also placed with Rahu, or affecting the 7th house of Rahu, 7th house in which Rahu is placed by virtue of superimposing. So here the synergy of energies, this is not a yoga, but the energies of Rahu, Mercury and Sun coming together, and through his analytical skills, where he chose an anti-hero angry young man image in the at the time of where all romantic movies were running, yet he chose that angry young man image, and he chose those roles, anti-hero roles, such as in the movie Trishul, Diwar, and he was super successful because of that. And so a loss-making position of Sun going into the 8th house has turned around because of the loss to losses, which means gains, and hence Sun and Mercury both has brought him gains through a synergy of energies with Rahu in the 7th house. Now Venus is seen in the debilitation sign of Virgo, that too in the 8th house. So he should have got a lot of challenges and issues from the opposite gender and also from his spouse. However, how many places or paces has Venus gone from its own position? Venus has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 places from itself. The 9th house is the house of second marriage, second relations, and hence Amitabh Bachchan had a very, very strong second relationship with another actress called Rekha. But Venus has gone into its own sign of Taurus in the 4th house. That means another woman coming into the house and affecting the matters of the house. However, also bringing in a lot of money, a lot of finance, and hence his pairing with Rekha was a super duper hit pairing and got him a lot of successes, and it got him a lot of money also. and Venus going into the 4th house, which it is also the Karaka of, because of which, and 9 houses places away, which is Venus opening the doors of fate and luck for him, and hence he got a lot of material possessions, he got a lot of houses, he got luxurious cars, he has big bungalows which Venus represents, and in spite of presence of another woman in his life, yet Venus going 9 places away, his marriage has endured, his marriage has been rock solid, he has never had controversies with his own wife, and his wife has stood very strongly with him through thick and thin. And so Venus has brought him success, Venus has brought him adulation, Venus has brought him prosperity, and Venus has brought him gains. And so in spite of being seen in debilitation sign in the Lagna chart, because of going 9 places away from its own placement connected to the Navmansh, not in isolation but connected to the Lagna chart and 9 places away, Venus has turned out to be a luck bringing planet for him. And last but not the least, Moon. Moon, when superimposed from the Navmansh position, goes 4 places from itself in the Capricorn sign. Now Moon generally does not do very well in the Capricorn sign. However, Amitabh Bachchan's relationship with his mother is very well known, and it was also because of his mother's close relationship with Indira Gandhi that he got a big break in the Hindi film industry in Bollywood. And because of his mother's influence, he was also be able to make a mark for himself in the Hindi film industry. And Moon has gone 4 places from itself, from Libra sign into Capricorn, 4 places. And Moon also rules the 4th house, and so going 4 places from itself, and the 4th house is the house of material possession. So he got a lot of property, he got a lot of money, he got a lot of adulation. His mother was somebody who lived a long ripe age, old age, and Amitabh Bachchan had access to his mother for a long period of time, and he would every day visit his mother before going for work or going for a shooting. So Moon going 4 places from itself, from the Lagna sign position into the Navmansh position, has brought him gains, has brought him adulation. His mother was always there to support him and to nurture him, and it has got him fame across the world because of Moon going into the 12th house. So if you see, friends, most of his planets have gone into very good placement from themselves. Saturn has gone into the 2nd house from itself. Rahu and Ketu have gone into the 11th house from itself. Mars has also gone into the 11th house from itself. Venus has gone 9th houses from itself. Moon has gone 4 houses from itself. And so all of these placements from themselves, from connected between the Lagna and the Navmansh, are fantastic placements. The only 2 planets which have gone in the 12th house from themselves are Sun and Mercury. That too because of being connected to the 8th house and then going 12 from themselves, they have in fact reduced the losses. However, there were also downfall periods for him because of the 8th house manifestation of Sun and Mercury. There were times when sudden issues in his life where he fell from grace in politics, and he was seen as somebody who was involved in corruption. In the Bofors case, he had to let go of politics, and also in various times he is pulled up on the social media because of wrong tweets or getting connected to the wrong causes, and even today he is sometimes trolled very hard because of the 8th house connection. But still, overall, because of the placements from the Lagna chart placement vis-a-vis the Navmansh chart positions, in spite of having a strong 6th house placements, Ketu in the Lagna, strong 4th house placements of 4 planets in the 8th house, yet his life has been a life of almost fairy tale results, and this is mostly because of how his placement of the Navmansh chart planets in various signs and then connected to the placement of the Lagna chart have all been in good placements from themselves. And so the placements from each other are very critical, are very important, and this has a bearing on the connection between the Lagna chart and the Navmansh chart, and that has to be seen when you are superimposing or seeing connection between the Lagna chart placements of planets. So the placement of the planets in the Navmansh chart should be seen in relation to the placements of the Lagna chart and not in isolation or supplementing them. So friends, now that we have looked into how the placements of planets from his Lagna sign position into the Navmansh sign position have had a bearing on Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's life, please uncover more areas and then connect the dots and put in the comment section, and please look into your own horoscopes and see how superimposing the Navmansh placements into the Lagna chart, how they are showing you different results and how they have manifested in different areas of your life and how they have affected those results. And please put in the comment section so that we can further our discoveries, further our analysis, and use this analysis to strongly reinforce how the technique will work out. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you are looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.